I don't even know if the point is, I think it's changed, but I'm going with Atlanta over Denver because it was more points I could get. But I think both of those will be upsets. Atlanta, look, Kirk Cousins hasn't thrown an interception or gone without a TD passing the ball in 2 straight games in his entire career as a starter. So he did it last week, no touchdowns against New Orleans. I think he throws it well. He had been hot, 7 touchdowns, no picks, like 145 passer rating in the 2 games before New Orleans. They probably took the Saints lightly, and they got cooked because of it, but they got a ton of weapons offensively. I know Denver's defense is great, but I think Coach Denver coming off a terribly emotional loss. I think there could be an emotional letdown for the Broncos.
You think so?
I think so.
I think it could be the opposite.
It could go either way.
5.
How many will I get?
You would
I
get
think
5.
we're both close.
Same.
Yeah.
They're both 2 points. both get 5.
Coach is getting worse.
So I do, just real quick on that, I agree with Drew entirely that I think that blocked kick might beat him twice.
Yeah, that's
I think that
really kind of like the Hail Mary.
Yes. Yeah, that type of loss I think can have a tail that extends an extra week. So I agree with your take.
All right, it's time now.
All right. That's a bunch of nonsense. That there's going to be this emotional hang up. That's the benefit of having a great established head coach like Sean Payton. That's why you pay him the big bucks, okay? To make sure that those things don't happen. And if anything, this is going to be a rallying cry. This is going to be like we were on the road, okay? We got a rookie quarterback, Bo Nix. We were going up against the back-to-back Super Bowl champions, the dynasty. We were in their house, and we were about to stun them, and they needed a last-second field goal to beat us. We were in charge of that game. Let's look at the numbers. Look how we contained Patrick Mahomes. Look how comfortable Bo Nix was. Look at this offense go. Look at the trust that we have in this team, this family that we got. Believe me, that loss will build them. That loss will unite them. It will anger them in the right way, in the right direction. So no, this will be a rallying cry. I'm excited for this game to see how they come back because the Falcons aren't like a trash team. Like it would have been like less interesting to see them like play the Panthers or the Jags because like all right, well, I'm expecting them to play pretty good and maybe even put a punching on them. But the Falcons can put up a fight. The Falcons are in no way some bad team. They're a legitimate playoff contender. They're a little inconsistent for sure and should be better than I think that than what they're playing. But I think it's actually a great barometer to be like, let's see what the Broncos got. They had that win against the Chiefs. They were about to spoil their whole undefeated season right then and there in front of the home crowd. And that got taken away from them. That was a gut check and a heartbreaker for them, obviously. That goes without saying. So I'm excited to see, all right, they're now going up against the Falcons, a team that will have some fight in them. It's like, let's see what you got. I mean, the Broncos are favored in that game. I mean, going into this season, people would have said, are the Broncos favored in any games? And you'd be like, I don't know, maybe like one game. But I mean, the Broncos are for real. I think their record is misleading of who they could be. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see that trust continue to build in this team and the Denver Broncos as a whole. I'm excited to see the defense continue to improve and show we are not an outlier. A couple of these games aren't outliers. We are for real. And I'm excited for them to continue to show that Bo Nix is improving week to week. That what we saw in those first couple of weeks were the growing pains of a rookie quarterback. Like, that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see progression, not regression. So, yeah, if you're saying like, oh, this emotional hang-up can hurt the Denver Broncos, yeah, for a young, immature team that's not well coached. And not part of like a true iconic franchise like the Denver Broncos. That happens to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay? That's who that could happen to. That could happen to the New York Giants, the Dallas Cowboys, although those are some iconic franchises, but clearly poorly run and all over the place. So no, it's not going to happen to the Denver Broncos, who's led by obviously Sean Payton and a great, really, really mature and grounded rookie quarterback, Bo Nix. And it's also really great. You also are a lot more resilient when you have such a strong defense like that. When the defense is the foundation of that team, it makes you a little bit more resilient in some of those moments because you're now reliant on a big chunk play from your offense. You're not reliant on a great all-out, an awesome diving catch or a big 200-yard run game. You're not necessarily relying on that. The defense is still going to be gritty. They're still going to be tough. And in fact, they're angry. And when defenses play angry and physical, it's a lot better. When you're an offense, if you play angry and physical, sometimes it absolutely can work well for you. Sometimes it can be like you're doing too much, and that's when you now start to fumble the ball. You start to miss you start to overthrow people. You're trying to go for that shot every 5 seconds. Like things can, you got to be cooler heads need to prevail typically when it comes to offense. Defense, like you need to ride that line between essentially being locked up for life or just playing football. It's that constant towing that line. So I think that's what this will bring more than anything. So this is a game that normally would be like, oh, this is a pretty good game. This is a good game. Yeah, we'll watch it, obviously. But now coming off of that end, I mean, again, if you feel that as a fan, if you feel that you're like, I'm still angry about that loss, like, let's go. Oh, my God. Come on, Broncos. I promise you, that's the way the players are feeling too. At the end of that last game, they were like, oh, my God. Is it going to be November 17th or whatever already? Is it Sunday yet? Let's go. So I'm sure they practiced. I'm sure they had one of the best weeks, if not the best week of practice that they've had. And I'm sure it's probably one of the best weeks for any of these guys. It's college, high school, middle school, NFL, whatever it may be. I'm sure they were so focused. And losing that type of loss too as well, especially because it was no one like real to blame in that regard. I know we can blame technically some, but like for the most part, it felt like this was like a connected team loss and not like just like a pure failure in one tiny little aspect, which again, I know you can make the argument that it was because of the field goal and the line, but I think this was more kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened to us rather than I can't believe it happened to that guy. To me, that's my read on that situation. And because of that, you're going to get team building. You're going to get family building. And that's why I think that game will unite them more than it will hurt them. So if you're betting against the Broncos, best of luck to you. We're about to find out what the Broncos are made of. If the Broncos win this game, then I will be like the Broncos absolutely positively can not only make the playoffs, but win a playoff game. I would be very confident in that assessment. If they lose this game or they lose this game like by pretty good, then I would say, all right, this team may be a little raw, a little young, not enough weapons, not good enough to overcome some of this adversity. So this is going to be interesting. I'm really excited for this game. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Denver Broncos? Do you think that they should be on upset alert? Who do you got over them or the Falcons? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.